you. Good afternoon. How are you guys doing? Yes, today is Wednesday, September the 13th. Yes. And as you can see my description, it says infidelity in marriages and relationships. So that's what we're going to speak about, guys, today. Infidelity in marriages and relationship. Yesterday is Wednesday. So you know, so guys, I'm a mother, you should know easy, you know. You start the live and you come like up with me, like it up, share. My description says infidelity. So guys, I'm just, the time is now. So that's what we're going to speak about, guys, today. 2:28, I break my fast at 2. Yes, guys, I break my fast at 2 p.m. So if you come on live and you want to join in with the discussion, that is okay. Mommy, you're giving me a feedback. Oh, you sit on the right side of me, I play what the live. So guys, I'm just, the time is now. So yes, guys, I just break my fast at 2. So I am going to speak about infidelity in marriages and relationships. I am hungry. But nevertheless, I'm going to go on with this until I'm through. I'm going to go on. So we will ask each other, what is infidelity? So guys, don't pay no mind. I always pre-do my whatever I'm coming about. So I get up this morning and I went on my fast and I said, what topic can I speak about today? And from nowhere, infidelity knocks in. So I said, okay, I'm going to come and speak about infidelity in marriages and relationships. So people would ask the question, what is infidelity? Infidelity is the act of a romantic or sexual relationship with someone other than your husband, wife, or a partner. It is unfaithfulness to a moral obligation. It is disloyalty. And it's a look of belief in a religion. So, when we get married and we say we love and all of that, and then all of a sudden, we start having issues, we start having problems. So you would ask the question, what causes infidelity in person? Most of us as humans, because we're all human beings, and we must always remember that we're human beings, so we're going to think and act as human beings. And in a person, infidelity is low self-esteem, lack of love. Yes, guys. Low commitment, especially in marriage. Yes, low commitment, need for variety, neglect, sexual desire, and circumstances. So, sorry guys. So when we said, what does infidelity leads to? It leads to a lot of things. It leads to grief and relationship problems to individuals, families, your children. Yes, if you have children in the relationship, in the marriage, infidelity can lead up to having depression, anxiety that leads to divorce or separation from a relationship. So guys, when you're in a relationship and you meet somebody and you're going to start a relationship, it's best you start off as you, being you. Tell the person who you are, express yourself to the person. Don't act as a different person, because you're going to have problem later down in the marriage or the relationship. What different hurts we get by infidelity? For a man, for men, they're hurt by sexual infidelity. Yes. Because you have your wife, you have your partner, and you do the person, you do her wrong, and at the same time, she don't take it on another level. She go back and she treat by hurting you sexually with somebody else. That is how men are hurt. I don't know if it's true. So if any man is on the live, and if that is so true, you can come and attest to it. You can pop up, call me, and let us discuss. It's just a discussion for everybody. Nobody is perfect, and we all do have issues in our relationship. As I said before, some of us put the best out there, but when you realize and do understand certain people, if you sit, sometimes you see a person smile and happy and you don't know the real story to them. That's why I always tell you guys, if you don't have a test, you don't have a testimony. And by the women's, it hurts by emotional infidelity. So by females, we hurt by emotional infidelity, and by the males, they are hurt by sexual. When we say emotional, we don't have to, the person don't have to be with the person fully. We can just hear say, our husband, I talk to that person, or our fiance, I talk to that person, or our boyfriend, I talk to that person. And right away there, so we get triggered off as a female, because we sometimes, some of us have insecurity, and that all lead up to communication in a relationship and the commitment in a relationship. Where does most infidelity happen? And sometimes we are surprised when we hear something, when we ask a question. Where does most infidelity start taking place? Number one place where it starts taking place is in the workplace. Yes, guys, you go to work and you get entangled with females, you know, your co-workers, and when you start to associate and when you start to have a bond, and you know it's all breakdown in the workplace. At the gyms as well, when you go to the gyms, you see guys, if you're female, and it started there, just a little discussion by saying, hi, how are you? And then from there, you never know what it leads on to. Social media, this very media that we are on, it started right there as well. We go on social media and we meet people. We don't even know them sometimes. That is the main reason why I said all the while you need to try and get to know people. When you're going into a relationship, start it off as a friendship. Don't go into it, bam, as a relationship. Start it off as a friendship where you guys can communicate at ease. You can converse easily by getting to know each other. You not go upon one date and then you say, okay, me and that person is good. No. Try and get to know the person. And if I say this, you will not believe it, because not because I go to church, I am going to say this is not true. Do you know the infidelity start in the church mostly too? Did you guys know that? Did you guys know that infidelity when you go to church? Some people say no. But yes, it does happen. When we go to church, guys, it does happen in the church. So when we go to church, we have to be careful. Be careful. Because we're surprised to know to hear which church brother and which church sister, don't you even the very own pastor, the bishop. I'm not leaving out anybody out of it. Nobody, I'm not leaving out it. The very members that is up on board. Infidelity leads right there at the church. And instead, we as church sisters and brother bind, and then sometimes, not honor that. Our trust goes on live because I can remember I meet somebody and I start off knowing the person as a friend, and I tell the person a little about me and I expect the person to tell me back things about him. And when you come from the show, just because the first question that person asked me, are you in a relationship? And I said no. So for me to reply to the person and said, are you? The person reply was, just listen what the person reply was. I am not in a relationship. I have my baby mother, but I only deal with her because of the kids. I am a female. I am human, and I acknowledge and I look through it and I said, well, if he say it's not in a relationship, yes, he has a baby mother, but him and her is not involved anymore. The only reason why they talk is because I can't tell him, say, don't talk to your baby mother, because there's no way on earth can a baby mother and a baby father not talk. Worse if the children them are at a certain age where you have to correspond for the kids. It would be a person that is so naughty to say, don't have a discussion, or whenever you're having a discussion with your ex or your baby mother, you need to do it in front of me that I can know. No. You have to start learning to trust each other, and I did trust that person by that. And when I eventually found out later on down, because me and that person lived for over 3 years, and when I eventually found out that person was involved with his baby mommy seeing me. And what I did, I walk away from it, because if you have character and you have high self-esteem and you know yourself and you know your worth, you can get up and walk away from things. Sometimes you maybe say it is going to be hard because they reach this far and then to start all over again. But what you need to do, you learn a lesson and you can go and start over again, but this time you take it slow. You acknowledge, you absorb that whatever happened, happens. And you take it slow. Slow, guys. You ask questions. Can infidelity be fixed? Any relation or marriage can survive infidelity if both individuals are willing to do the work of processing the air. If both, not me only, not you only. In a marriage, it's two persons make a bond. In a relationship, it's two people make that bond. So if problems are in the relationship, if the relationship is having difficulty, don't sit and expect that it's only me going to try and fix things. It has to be the two individuals that is in the relationship that's having a problem. It can't be that it is your friend. You cannot run to your friend. You cannot run to your mother. You can discuss, but you have to know what to discuss. And sometimes when we're having issues and problems, we don't sit down, open our minds and think and say, listen, whatever is happening between me and Jerry, it's just between me and Jerry. It doesn't make no sense. I run to somebody else to tell them about me and Jerry. The only person that can fix this is me and Jerry. So that is where it needs communication. You have to learn how to converse, and you have most people in relationship do not know how to hold a good conversation. They don't know how to sit down and make discussion, and certainly the thing. That is the reason why most relationships have infidelity, because sometimes it's not only about you, it's about the other person. You have your husband and your husband go to work and him come in. You don't know how him baby, or you have your wife, your fiancé, whichever way it go, because we're talking about relationship and marriage. So whichever way it goes, when that person gets home, you greet that person and you question that person, how was your day today? Sometimes in between, you make a phone call. On lunchtime, how are you? Do you have lunch already? You question and you make the person say that, listen, there's something. And when you keep that connection in a relationship and a marriage, you will find out that it works out better because at least you guys communicate together. Sometimes people may say, that doesn't really necessary because I'm going back home. You can step right outside your door and anything happens. That's why I tell people, when you get up and the next person is beside you, tell them good morning. Ask them how are they, how was their night. Ask them because you never know when you step out that door. You never know what will happen. Then you're going to say, you never get the opportunity or what. So we have to have a conversation, a bond. Learn to communicate as a couple. Learn to communicate as partners. What can prevent infidelity? What can prevent infidelity, guys? Anyone know what can prevent infidelity? Communication. I just speak about that earlier on. Communication. You have to learn to communicate your needs and your wants. We need to make time to talk with our partner about our feelings, and not our feelings alone, our desire. You're supposed to have a partner where you can sit down with and say any and everything to, because that person is a person who's going to have your back. Who's going to, when you go at the altar, when you're married and you go at the altar, most marriage counselor is pastor, bishop, whatever of the church. When you go and you read out those vows, till death do us part, in sickness. I ask people most time who have married and have infidelity, who go out and treats and doesn't care and claim to say, my wife this or my husband. I said to them most time, I have one or two people that I said to, and this is the same reason why this is the same reason why this topic is up, because I am somebody who was talking and were asking me certain questions. I say, you know what, I'm going to come on my live and say out whatever I feel about infidelity. 1 second, guys. Afternoon. Sorry about that, guys. Somebody come to me. So, and somebody was talking to me and asked me about, marriage and all of that, and said if I should get married. And I said to the person, I could have gone and get married long time ago, but marriage is a serious thing. It's not something to play with. That's how I see a person get up and married and divorce 5, 6, 7. I mean, nobody's perfect, But in the Bible, it tells you about forgiveness. It tells you about forgiveness. And I believe if you have your marriage and infidelity drops in it, and you can work and fix it. Because each and every one have their flaws. Every one of us have our flaws. None of us are perfect. Everybody have some good days, some bad days, some bad ways, some good ways about them. But if it's something that is toxic, that is, even when you speak and nothing not going, then you can have a reason why you leave. But if it is somebody that you know that you can fix and you can work with, ask for forgiveness and give that person a second chance. Forgiveness, the Bible tell you about forgiveness. And we ought to forgive each other. If we say we love, we have to learn to forgive. If you don't forgive, you don't love. So in order for you to love, you need to forgive. And it also can prevent by remembering people born through sharing intimate things about ourselves with each other. Please, I'm telling you guys, please don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Guys, you know me, I've listened to my vulnerable with your partner. It will help you to become closer to your partner and to stay connected to your wife, to your wives, to your husbands. Guys, communication is key. I tell people that all the while. It's the most of my relationship, there are a lot of communication. That is the reason why I try my best, because I know that it is the key, but sometimes people don't communicate. They take things on a different level. And if you're in a relationship and you don't see things happening the way you want it to see, to show that it is being prosperous, it is being fulfilling to you, you have to speak out. I am one of those persons. I speak a lot in my relationship. I don't hold back on anything. Yes, I hold back on nothing if I see that something is wrong. I'm not going to sit and let people hurt me. And when I know that you're hurting me, I sit down and I run to somebody else and tell them about the situation. No, I have to speak about it with my spouse, my fiancé, my husband. That's the person you're supposed to tell about your hurt. You're in a relationship and you know what it is that you're feeling. Somebody else is not feeling it. And as I always said, as a woman, when we're having problems in our relationship, we ought not to run to others first. You talk to God. Talk to God. You get your husband. You pray with your husband. You pray with your fiancé, because I'm telling you, sometimes people think about evil forces and all this and that. So even when you think about evil forces, just tell yourself that when you make a vow, you go before, you go into the temple or whatever, church, whatever, you make that vow. You make that vow and you make it unto God. He said, till death do us part, in sickness and in health. And I don't know, nowadays trending marriages, I see people getting married, and by 2 months, 3 months time, not even a year, you hear that the marriage fails and people divorce and they move on, long past, gone into another marriages. When you go into marriages, you need to trust God and talk to God about it. Put him in front of it. And when you're having problems, don't run to another man, don't run to another woman. You take your husband, you take your wife, you take your partner, you take your fiancé, and you pray and you talk to God. Ask him. Whatever situation you guys have been talking to him, and say, God, we're having this situation. How do we fix it? How do we focus? How we move on from here and move forward? Guys, I'm not telling anybody I am perfect, but sometimes when people do, and as I tell people, people are not going to really like me because I don't come on the media with mix up. I don't come with whatever I come and I speak about is what's happening in a daily lifestyle. And sometimes people need to talk about it, because you have a lot of people who go on social media and they listen and they watch to see if they can get comfort from it. And sometimes there's a lot of negative, but I try to come out with a positive side. I try to come out and speak on topics that I know that people is hurting inside. I know that whatever I come and speak about is what's happening in today's day and time in this world. Not only Jamaica, it's everywhere. It's not, infidelity is all over. And we as people sometimes will have a lot of low self-esteem because maybe how we grew up, we lack commitment because we grew up and we watch our parents how they grew up, and we grew up out of a marriage home. We grew up with one mother, we grew up only with a father. We don't grow up with parents them together. But not because that happens, that doesn't mean we cannot come and fix that. We can come and fix that because we're going to have our kids, and I want to show our kids the difference. What to be love is, what God, when you put God before all your kids them and tell them, say, listen, I would always say I love to hear my mom sit down or my aunties them when they talk and talk how when they usually grow up. And we laugh and we usually question, so when you usually do that, when you usually do this, Our grandfather, you know what we'll talk about, because it's like old time story. You like to hear it because in those times you wasn't around, so you're hearing what usually happen. We are gonna have our grandkids, our grandchildren, our kids that we can tell just the same in our time. That listen, when our time and we were growing up, we were a different type of person from you guys. When you grew up in the world, want to get everything nice and full of gadgets, school up to date. You don't have every books. You don't have library that give back books. You don't have so many things that you get back in a funny time. Now, when our time we were struggling to go to school, we have to use somebody, look out at somebody books. You understand? So we need to tell our kids the things them that is righteous and be on the right path, because most times we have children and we wonder why they go out and do bad. Why they go out and do bad is because they go to school and they see a lifestyle that certain kids live in. And you don't tell them. And as I tell certain people, I say you don't speak certain things to kids nowadays. Listen, you tell kids anything nowadays because they just want to tell them the right thing to protect them. So once upon a time, you gotta say, the cow jump over the moon. That is how, in our days, the cow jump over the moon for the baby come. We still, nowadays, people are no, the cow jump over the moon. If you tell them, say the cow jump over the moon. You understand? They need to know. So it's best you sit with them and try, tell them it in a good way. Where, you know, so when you tell them in another way, they can understand it. What God say about infidelity. So as I was there, looking up some things about infidelity, and I was talking and what have you, I come across Deuteronomy 22 verse 22, and it says, if a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, then both of them shall die. Both the man that lay with the woman and the woman. So shall thou put away evil from Israel. Right there and then it's telling you here again. What God when you question and say what God says about infidelity, it's telling you here. If a man be found lying with a woman married, that is a married person, to an husband, then both of them shall die. Both the man that lay with the woman and the woman, so shall thou put away evil from Israel. And that is, you don't have to take my word for it. It's in Deuteronomy 22 verse 22. And it leads back to Luke. It leads back to Luke 18 verse 20, where it says, thou knowest the commandments. Do not commit adultery. Do not commit adultery. Do not kill. Do not steal. Do not bear false witness. Honor thy father and thy mother. You hear that, guys? Do not commit adultery. So guys, as I am telling you, infidelity, you just have to know what to do, how to. It is simple. You're not married in a relationship. You're just being honest, being truthful. Don't tell any, as I tell people, when you go infidelity, you're just unfaithful. You just go unfaithful, and I mean, if you found somebody, because marriage don't overnight, I always ask myself, no, why? Why? Because if I meet somebody and I meet that person through social media, and as I said before and I'm saying it again, there's a lot of people who you put up wrong photo of them, wrong image of them. So when people are on certain sites, the image that you see, that is what you're looking for. But when you come face to face to the person, it's a total different person. So I mean, if you meet on social media and you meet an image first and you start to converse with the person over the phone, but at the same time you have never done a video call. You have never done a video call and you meet with that person in person, and the person that you expecting to see is the image that was placed on the profile, and you're not seeing that image. It is easily well undone. If I didn't even get little feelings over the phone while you're conversing with a person, it is easily to walk away when you know you meet that very first time and you know that person tell you lie, because the photo that the person put up is not the photo. And if, for me, anybody can tell you. I have a phone that I use for my social media number, and I put it up the other day and somebody texted me on it. And that person was even threatening me. That person was even threatening me. Once you text my phone or you call my phone, and listen, don't text my phone a certain way. If you're going to say you like somebody, you don't come off at a certain way person. It's not everybody used to the huggish mentality. You have to know to be a gentleman. You have to know. Don't think that your money, and if you're a hot person, your looks is going to trick everybody. It's not everybody drawn for that. It's not everybody drawn into if you're beautiful, if you're looking good. Because it's not about the outside. For me, it's about who you are, your character, your inside personality. If you're even ugly and you have a nice personality, a nice character person, when you can know say all is well, that's fine for me. So don't think, well, if I see out there you're looking nice, I'm going to go for you because you're looking nice. No, I'm not that type of person. I don't look at the outer appearance. I want to see the inner appearance of people, the true heart that you have, the really you that you have. And that's what causes most people in marriage, because people get in marriages and relationships. The other person have money. You're going in for likes. You're going in for some kind of fame, some kind of likes. You like how the person look. But ladies and gentlemen out there, start getting to know the person inside. Start knowing person how their character be. The inner them, try to find out the inner them, what is really behind the face that you see, what is behind the body that you see. Try to seek out what is behind that before you get in. Don't get in a relationship to say, hey, she look nice and all of that, No. That will never work out, because the next person you see that look a little better than her, you're going to leave that person and go on to her. Just the same as the male. If the female ain't going in a relationship for money, and you as the male realize that it's because you have your money while they are there, don't go no further with them. Because once they meet a next man and he can give them more money than you, them gone left you. And that is where the infidelity, because sometimes to meet as a person and you start showing the person with a lot of gift, a lot of money, and whatever you start off with, that's the expectation that person expecting from you throughout the relationship. So see, when you can't give them the money for the ear, the nails, to buy them the clothes no more, infidelity jumps in, because right there and then you're broke, you don't have no more money, they want money, man. So you don't have to know what you get yourself into. And it's just the same for the males. You meet a woman and you say she only like you because they wear nice clothes. Don't bother being with her. It's just how you look. You use her, bring her off. You're gonna bring her off, so she just there for the hype for that. Get somebody who really and truly loves you for you, not for the clothes that you wear, not for the car that you drive, not for the jewelry that you wear. So there when you meet a woman and they look nice and whatever you want. Me have a friend that always said to me, say, Nisha, you know, say pretty girls, them you find out. They always, most pretty girls, always be some nasty girls. When we say nasty, they are very nasty. Because I know one. And I always say, no man, maybe that don't look for prettiness. Because if I that you look for, remember when the fingernail and tall, you know, they can't cook no food, they can't wash your clothes. You have to go get, you're going to leave a fast food restaurant, or you have to go get help to put in your house. You have to go get somebody to cook your food. By the sense you're going to have a wife or a husband, you cannot come together with chores and do house chores. Come together and you understand have a band. That makes sense? That doesn't make sense. You can't get up every day in your life wanting people to do things. Not because you have your money, but when you have your money and you're a business person and you're tired of certain things you now can't get to do at a certain time, that is totally different. But if you get up and tell yourself, oh, me not this and me not that. That's why enough man get abused in relationship and enough female get abused in relationship and marriage, because the man expects it. He can't cook, he can't wash, he can't do nothing for himself. And he take up a woman, and when she can't do it, and she realize the type of man, she abuse him. Worse when you're being disrespectful. So infidelity in marriages, you just have to trust God. Whatever the situation you're going through, whatever circumstances, communication is key there. You just have to know how to converse as a couple, as a partner, as whichever person you may be, as a boyfriend, girlfriend. Communication is key. Conversation, discussion is key. You're supposed to can open up to each other and say any but and everything. We're not supposed to hide anything from each other whatsoever. Not we're supposed to hide. We're not saying go back again. When I realize the phone, them start lock up, or them go on silence, phone a ring, message a come in and now you're not, you know, say some form of treating it. Because there's no way I can have my husband and him in the house and him phone put on silent, and when he go a road, he put it on. You understand me? So why when you come home, you're silent? Because let me tell you this story. It's enough man. They don't. Some of them don't know how to control themselves. In a sense, you have your wife, which you're not supposed to treat on your wife. Some are not even going to go about the wife part. You have a fiancé, the woman, the fiancé. And so be that you go out and you meet somebody and whatever. And the person asks you, do you understand? And sometimes you tell lies, because that is where it all started, you know. It's lies. So that's why once upon a time when I was younger, I usually believe when I ask questions, you know, you don't have to say woman I fight with man. I don't do that anymore, because at the end of the day, if I'm in a relationship, just listen to what I'm saying. If you're in a relationship and you found out that your fiancé or your boyfriend or whatever is cheating on you, you have to take that up with him. Because whatever happens there, you cannot blame the third person. He or she is the one who's allowing that space for that third person. Because if I meet you, I even have a life for me, I know that I am living with my fiancé, I have my man, whether we live or not. I'm going to tell you that we can be friends, but nothing more than friends. I'm in a relationship, I'm in a committed relationship. It's the boundary where you're taking it. But if I tell the person, say, no man, you can call me anytime. Come on, I'll for me alone live. Don't call me phone anytime, because there's a limit. Everybody's supposed to know them limit and them space. You cannot be in your house If you're out on road from 8 till 6 and you come home by 6:30, you're supposed to can come home, bed, lie down, eat your dinner, you lie down with your wife, your fiancé, whatsoever, and reason, discuss, and what have you, without being disturbed by your next individual outside who has nothing to do but to break home, mash up home, because some of them are just home breaker. Some of them are just home breaker. So you're supposed to set that. So listen, I reach home at 6. I don't expect you to call my phone anytime after 6. That is where respect drops in. That is where the respect drops in. So you know that even the person who said you're gone home, and then look on the time at 6 o'clock, you're the home, we can't call him. Tomorrow is another day. Leave it for tomorrow. That is the respect. You have to learn to respect yourself. When you're in a relationship or in marriages, you have to respect yourself. That you get the other person to respect you. But if you allow, give space to that person to call you at any time, to text you at any time, that's disrespect. It's showing the person that there's nothing there, there's no feelings. You're just being abusive emotionally to the person. So infidelity in marriage and relationship, it comes with a lot of things. And it can be fixed sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes it can be fixed. It's just you as a person have to know how to deal with your life, how to deal with your relationship, your marriage. Know that you respect your marriage. You put trust. You allow that person to trust you, because sometimes what happens, that person open up so much to you, and in a space where no care what you do, you're never wrong in their eyes until they found you doing something that they never expect you. That is where it break off again. So when you see that person alone, that trust for you, if that person respect, if not everybody trusts people. People been in relationship with people and they don't trust them. They do not trust them. And there's no relationship without trust. There is no relationship without trust. Trust, respect, communication. Those three is a big thing to relationship, to marriage. A lot of people don't know how to communicate. And that's how infidelity drops in. You've been telling other people to tell you can't live with your boyfriend and you live with your girlfriend and you live with your fiancé, you live with, you understand? And when something happens at home, you don't go to a road and tell that person, then I tell that person, no, that you call him friend, him brother. No, that's not the way it's supposed to be. You have to can sit down as individual and speak, talk about whatever, and wanna go through it. Don't allow no emotional and no feelings to take over. If you want it to fix and you want to move on from it, you have to. And I always say people, actions speak louder than words. So you don't just start it. Do the things that do. Listen. Some people don't believe it. They can say, listen, I apologize, I am sorry. And not only that, I apologize, I am sorry. I am going to, you're going to fix it in. So you tell the person, say, I am going to, you're going to start do something different to make it work. Sure. You don't just speak it alone, you show it. You don't just speak it alone, you show it. So there's a lot of people question and ask, what is infidelity? Guys, a lot of unfaithfulness. And for you to be faithful, you have to trust God and believe. Because that is what faith is about. Trusting God. You have a relationship, you trust God that is going to work out. The Bible tells you that let what God put together, let no man put asunder. So when you have problems in your relationship, don't get in your arrogance and all of that and let, you understand? You humble yourself, come, you talk to God, you get your partner, you get your husband, you get your wife, and you say, listen, we need to talk. And talk and pray. Don't talk only. Pray. Prayer beat anything. Prayer beat anything. A lot of people, they get up every day and they don't pray. They don't pray over their life. They don't speak things over their life. And that is where the problem is. We get up and watch other people's lives and we don't search out our life and see what is happening, what is going wrong, what mistake we have made, where we can start to correct it from there. Because it's never too late. It is never too late. It's never too late, guys. So when we get up and we say, listen, we don't trust a person or whatever. Sometimes we need to sit down with a person. Because sometimes you've been in a relationship, you don't even get to ask the person the right question you want to ask them sometimes. Sometimes it happens so fast. That there's a lot of things that are loose and leave out that you never get through. Relationship is about bond. Marriage is about bonding. Bonding together. Bonding. So for you guys to bond, you have to have respect. You have to have loyalty. You have to have commitment. And you have to learn to communicate with respect. Communicate, respect, loyalty, trustworthy, faithfulness. There's so much that can fix it. There is so much. Sometimes I can go on and speak and people might say me chat too much. Yeah, but sometimes people need to know, people is there out there that having a lot of depression, anxiety, who's going through the same very infidelity that I'm talking about, who have broken marriage, broken relationship, and they need a word of encouragement from somebody. So it is good when you can come and you try and build that person. Try to encourage that person. Listen, it is not lost. When you can pray and have faith in God, don't give up. Never give up. Don't give up a relationship. Don't give up your marriage. Don't give up on it. Don't care who. It can be fixed. And if you know that you are the mistake in it, correct yourself and let the person know that, listen, I did you wrong. You're never too old to apologize. Say, I did you wrong, and from today on forward, from the 13th of September, I'm going to change whatever I was doing before, and I'm going to try and work on it. But we have to, as I said, it's not about one person, it's about two persons coming together. It's not about one person. So when you're in your marriage or your relationship and you're having situation and problem, always remember, it's not just one person, it's two persons. So whenever anything happens, you guys need to sit down and discuss it and talk about it. Communicate together, converse, and resolve problems. Say, I'm sorry. That the person know that, listen, you are sorry. And tell the person not only that you're sorry, you're going to tell the person what you're going to do to make things better. You make a solution for the problem. You don't just say, I'm sorry, and leave it there. Because you have a lot of people, they're not sorry. They do things and they just get up and say, oh, I'm sorry. And that is it. And they go back and do it There's a lot of relationship out there and married that is really toxic because that person who is very low self-esteem, you know, them not believe in themselves. Them not believe that they can rise from certain situation and levels and go further. So they doubt themselves. It's like their life is just the same. Sometimes somebody just needs somebody who will push them a little further. Somebody who can guide them for it to work. That's why I tell you, so you have to communicate, converse with each other. It doesn't matter if you get up on the person when I come back home at the same. When you over from work and you call the person or you text the person, are you home yet? Where are you now? You know, you do some little things to keep it going. You have to show the love. You can't just say you love the person and you get up and you're not doing nothing to show that love. You have to show that you care for that person. Putting on a ring on my finger doesn't mean that you care for me. You have to show me that you care for me. The ring is just a symbol. So you have to show me that action, say. You put on the ring and at the same time you show it, say, yes, you really do care about me. So guys, I'm going to leave out now because I am hungry. I haven't eaten anything. All I've drink is a cup of tea. So, you know what to do. If whatever I speak about on my channel, on my page, if it motivates you, if it uplifts you in any way or form, you guys just know what to do. You follow me on Facebook at Nisha Scott, and you follow and you subscribe to me on YouTube at Nisha World. So guys, tomorrow I'm coming with another video. I'm not sure yet. Maybe I get some form of discussion later on for tomorrow. So tomorrow maybe I can't tell you what I'm going to come with tomorrow because I don't have a clue. I don't have a clue, and I'm trying to see if I can give you guys like 3-4 videos for the week. You know, to keep. So until then guys, bye, peace out, love you.